So everybody's favorite part of the second season of Fleabag is the priests. I think that's pretty fair to say. And one thing that comes up a lot in discussion is the fox metaphor, gag. It's a combination of things, but the fox that keeps coming up throughout the second season. And obviously, we only see the fox right in the finale, but the concept of the fox is actually really interesting, and I wanted to talk about it. So the concept of the fox always pops up when Fleabag and the priest are having intimate moments. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my washing machine going off in the back. I don't think you can hear it on the microphone, but it's annoying me. So every time that the fox comes up, Fleabag and the priest are sharing an intimate moment. And he's mentioned that like the concept, be it a literal or metaphorical fox, has been chasing him his entire life. He seems very convinced that it's a literal fox. And in the finale, I don't know if that is meant to be a visual metaphor or if it is a literal fox, but either way, we do end up seeing it. Every time that the fox comes up, either be it in just conversation, or the priest thinks he sees it in the bushes, or when it literally appears, like in the finale, the fox is coming up when Fleabag and the priest are having intimate moments. Now, not every intimate moment that they have has the fox appear, but every time that the fox appears, they are having an intimate moment. So the first time that the priest really is like, holy shit, there's a fox, is at the end of episode 3 of season 2, when Fleabag and the priest are having a nice little chat out the back with a couple of drinks. And in this conversation, the priest admits to Fleabag that she makes him question his faith. And that's a pretty big confession to make. And along with the other confessions and vulnerabilities that they expose to each other there, it's a very intimate conversation where that relationship with God and Fleabag comes into conflict. All these moments where the fox comes up are moments where the priest is generally doing things that priests don't do. Breaking his vow of celibacy, like with Fleabag in the church, or his not so great relationship with alcohol. Hello, Tapioca. Do you want to be part of the video? What you doing? Come. Hi, she just wants to watch the traffic. So the priest is pretty clear about his doubts regarding the church and his priesthood and faith, but regardless, chooses to commit to the church anyway. And I believe that the fox is a metaphor for these doubts. Like I mentioned earlier, the fox in most common folklore mythology across the world is some sort of trickster or thief, something that is there to disrupt. And I think that makes it a very appropriate metaphor for his internal conflict, and I guess external, because the fox is also a literal physical thing, but anyway. But that conflict between his faith and the world around him and his interactions, like with Fleabag. And I think Fleabag pointing the fox in the priest's direction in the finale is a nice little way to show that their brief relationship is going to be one of those doubts that is going to continue to haunt him and challenge his faith for the rest of his life. And that's, to me, that feels really poignant. Having to make that choice and living with the doubt that sometimes it's really, really hard to make the right choice. And for him, he's decided that his faith is the right thing. And that's obviously very difficult for that. It's very difficult for us as the audience to watch that interaction, to listen to that speech at the wedding, and you get those little hints that that whole speech about love isn't about Fleabag, as much as he does love her. Ultimately, I think it's left pretty open-ended, but those are the thoughts that came to mind when I was working on this video over on the main channel. So if you want to watch that, that's a little bit more refined of a project than this is. There's just some ramblings I wanted to get out. Anyway, nice.